And all I could do was hug Oya even tighter. Well. It begins. So, welcome everybody. It's jenerusensei here, and welcome back to Tiny Bunny Y'all Chapter 3. Guys, first of all, hello to everyone who hasn't seen my face in over in a year, but before you guys watch this video, watch the previous video. Is my announcement video, basically explained to everyone why I've been gone, what's going to be happening on the channel from now on, just basically a huge little announcement you all need to watch before you watch this. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch that, then come back to this. But for those who have seen it, welcome. It's always great to see everyone's faces again, and I'm pretty sure you guys have missed seeing mine. So, of course, if you have seen the announcement video, I had said that Tiny Bunny Chapter 4 is dropping at the end of the month, and we only got the first 2 chapters. We haven't played the third one, so that's what we're going to do in this gameplay today. We're going to play the third one. Now, guys, to give you a little recap of what happened in the last chapter, basically, we play a dude named Anton, and him and his sister have been getting, like, I don't even really know what to call it. I guess we can say uninvited guests, we'll say that. And they look like animals. His sister, whose name is Oya, she's been getting visited by something called the owl. And I ran into someone on my way to school who has the face of a fox. Now, we don't know if it really is a fox or if it really is a mask, but I'm voting on it really is a fox. And I'm going to assume that that's what my Anton, the character I'm playing, I guess that's what animal he's going to be encountering. The sister's got an owl and I got a fox. And we were being bullied at school, and now the bully has gone missing. And the bully, if you guys will remember, the bully took my glasses. And the owl came to my window last night, and came to my window during the bedtime hours, and my glasses was on the windowsill along with feathers. So we got our glasses back, which was taken by the bully, and lo and behold, the bully is now missing. So that's not a really good look for anybody. I'm waiting for I'm going to assume the police are going to come to our door again because of the fact that he has been bullying us and the entire school knows about it. And he took my glasses, and now I got my glasses back, and now the kid's missing. It's not looking too good. So I'm willing to bet a ridiculous amount of money that the police is probably going to come to our freaking door again and be like, so, you want to explain to us how this occurred? Like, we'll see. And, I don't know anything about Chapter 3, you guys. I don't know anything. We're going into this blind. All I know is that it's the longest chapter so far. I don't know the gore content. I don't know the blood content. I don't know, I honestly don't know anything, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's do this. Okay, and guys, of course, remember, this is a visual novel game I'm going to be reading, so, you know, when you see these bad boys on, I'm going to get to reading. Let's do it. So, the kids. He's the one who hated Barbarin. You think he did it? Oh, they talking about us. I've heard he's a weirdo. I hurriedly rubbed my glasses. The glasses! Semyon was clutching them in his fist while I was getting beaten up. See, I told y'all he took my glasses, remember? And in just a couple of hours, this lost item was lying on the ledge of my window. It was hard to imagine that Sioma suddenly got guilty conscious and returned my glasses in such a strange way. If you don't remember who Sioma was, he's another one of the bullies. It was 3 of them. Sioma, what was the one dude's name? Shoot, I forgot his other name. They'll probably bring it up again, who knows. But Sioma is another bully that was part of that little fight. Suddenly got guilty conscious, returned my glasses in such a strange way. I was shocked but kept walking toward the classroom, accompanied by nasty whispers all around me. That photo still stood before my eyes. Semyon has gone missing. Semyon is gone. His fat fingers will never get to my throat. His signet ring won't smash into my chin. He'll never humiliate me again. Wasn't that what I wished for? On the other hand, did I really wish Semyon to become a murky stain on the notice board? He was still someone's son or a grandson. He went through the same struggles as me. Did I really wish her my unseen companion to dispatch him in such a brutal fashion? I didn't know the answer. Or was I just scared of it? Nonetheless, school had something nice about it. Paulina, the girl with a violin, was like a mountain spring. Like well water that you gulp down, pressing your lips against the zinc outer ring of a bucket and can't ever get enough. What if I make her one of the characters in the story I'll draw? The protagonist will save her from terrifying monsters. Oh, those are the two bullies right there. Okay, as soon as I thought the monster, a bunch of my classmates slid down the rails, smirking like the xenomorphs from the Alien. Xenomorphs, excuse me. I immediately felt larvae of fear wither in my stomach. I didn't want to cross paths with Ronka. That's what it was, Ronka and Biasha. After what happened, hold up. Biasha. I think Biasha is his first name or his last name. Dang, it's been a while. After what happened yesterday, especially since Semyon suddenly went missing. I entered the classroom and went towards the last row. All the chatter suddenly died down, so I walked there in complete silence. It felt like my classmates pushed and poked me with their stares. They carefully observed my every move. They looked at me with a mortifying mix of pity, ridicule, and derision. Like a scientist looks at an ugly representative of a newfound species of worms. I stared at the desk with a huge pile of library textbooks on top, my fists clenched. Felt like I was the one who disappeared in that snowy forest and my desk was finally used for something worthwhile. Semyon's empty chair stood in front of me. The chair that once belonged to Volva gathered dust somewhere in another classroom. Okay guys, so quick recap. Volva is the first kid that went missing. We never met Volva. He was only mentioned. We don't know anything about him. But Volva, if you don't remember, is the first kid that went missing. Okay, sit down. Here we go. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down at Baburin's desk, the place where I was supposed to be assigned by Lilia Pavlov. Trying to make sure I pronounce her Pavlovna at first. If I said that wrong, so sorry, you guys. The chatter assumed, as if someone just unpaused a movie. Baburin's grandma made such a fuss when he didn't return home. First she ran to the school, then called the cops. Yes. Katya snuck a cunning glance at me, then leaned into her neighbor and whispered something. Girls from the second row also leaned in. She shared something with them too. Whispers, nods. I kept catching her stare on myself. Her neighbor stared too. The whole class was watching me. It was like they felt the need to watch me because they were searching for traces of blood on my fingers. I wanted to defend myself and shout, "Guys, listen, I'm innocent." Oh, the two bullies. The delinquents turned around and stared at me in silence. Their looks were dripping with malice. But why? What did I do to them? Their friend went missing and they're still focused on me. Suddenly, I noticed Biasha drilling a hole in my nose with his eyes. It felt like he was about to point his finger at me and shout at the top of his lungs. "Everyone, look! Baburin snatched his glasses yesterday and now he has them back! Murderer!" But he remained silent as if there was nothing special at all about my glasses. I may be going mad, but I think Biasha knows something. He knows something, but he won't tell me what. As if looking for protection, I clutched the ruler until my hand hurt. You don't have to be Columbo to solve this. Oh, a glossary is going. Columbo, an American crime drama television series starring Peter Flake as Columbo, a homicide detective with the Los Angeles Police Department. Okay. Makes sense. She is referring to somebody who's like to solve a crime. Who held a grudge against Baburin? Hey, y'all, come on. I wasn't the only one he was going after. Don't try to make this about me. The metal ruler fell out of my weak fingers. It hit the floor with a jingle, and that made the other kids shudder. Katya bit her tongue and squirmed nervously. Yeah, you should probably keep your mouth shut before you end up next, man. Chairs scraped against the floor. Like classmates moved away from me, closer to the exit, toward the teacher's desk. Dang! One kid goes missing that was bullying me, and suddenly I'm the problem? Oh my gosh, y'all, look at him. Does he really look like somebody who could kill somebody as big as that dude? Well, you know what? Looks can be deceiving, y'all. Let me not even go there. I was not the only one to catch wind of that change. Ronka and Biasha looked around and winced in contempt. Too bad that they weren't afraid of me like everybody else. Shut it! I bet you Barbara just got a whipping from his old hag and ran off. They'll find him soon. They'll find him alright. In a ravine with his stomach cut open. Dang! Right. Oh! I imagine Sioma on a snowy blanket, his face white like a fish belly, split down the middle by the surface of his mouth, by the crevices of his mouth, snowflakes falling on his glassy eyes and filling up his throat. Jeez! See? I can almost hear his condescending tone. It's all your fault. But why was Semyon the only one get his just desserts for bullying me? Weren't all of them supposed to disappear? Ronka, Biasha, Katya, along with every laughing onlooker? Oh shoot, I saw like texts, but I didn't get a chance to read any of it. Dang! I think I saw the word pig, I'm not sure. Now I'm going to have to edit it and hope I can see, but oh man. Of course, Semyon did me a favor by disappearing. Thanks to him, my classmates now stared at me in awe. But that was only one side of the coin. What if I have to repay that favor soon? The door creaked. Paulina entered the classroom. I strained up in a hurry so she wouldn't see me looking like a scared critter. Paulina went to her seat without looking at me. The ringer's drill announced the start of the class. Alright, stop messing around. Class, stand up. You too, Petrov. Lilia Pavlova. Oh, I told you the police was gonna come, y'all. Pavlovana. I don't know how to pronounce Pavlovana, I think so. Pavlovana went to her desk, followed by a policeman in a uniform. It was the man that visited us just recently, tall and his stare so sharp you could get cut on it. Ahem. Hello there, kids. Hi. You can sit down, kids. This is Senior Lieutenant Constantine. Oh, my camera stopped recording. Oh my gosh. Constantine Vladimirovic. I think I said that right. Tikhonov. He's going to ask you a couple of questions to give you a small PSA. That class livened up. Talking to a policeman was way better than studying. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit through hundreds of hours of Russian literature just to escape the lieutenant's oppressive stare. Oh God. His brown eyes felt around the classroom looking for me, hair still on the back of my neck and an icicle had lodged in my gut. Is it true that Barbara got killed by a serial killer? Shush, Ekaterina? I think so. Let the adults ask questions here. Y'all, I am so sorry I'm butchering these words. Like, I'm trying. I really am. But I don't want to just brush it off and not try. You know, it's kind of rude. We're all scared. Maybe the killer is somewhere close. Girl, stop instigating. Maybe they're even sitting among us. Look at this. Her sly stare was directed at me. Tikhonov stepped in between the row of desks and started walking at an excruciatingly slow pace, brushing his fingers against the chairs he passed by. Some of the students almost broke their necks following his movements. That's how a crowd of commoners would gleefully anticipate a public execution in the Middle Ages. And he just walked, getting closer and closer to me. I gritted my teeth to stop myself from screaming. Calm down, breathe. Yeah, bro, chill. You didn't do it. You didn't kill or kidnap anyone. He already knew the answer to his question, but the policeman still asked in a stern voice. Anton Petrov? Yes. Stand up, Petrov. My muscles turned to stone. I got up, unglued myself from the chair. I felt like I could hear all my joints creak in the process. I only wish that Paulina wouldn't turn around and see the grimace of horror on my face. If only I could be somewhere far away in the forest, digging myself into a snow pile, rolling up into a ball there. The officer stared at me as if he was about to lock a pair of handcuffs on my wrist. I wonder how cold those bracelets are to the touch. I imagined myself getting jailed and put into a juvenile detention center where tens of Semyons would constantly harass me. I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with this. Nobody's accusing you of anything. For now. Oh, bro. Oh. Only then I noticed a file that said case number in his hands. It had a gray cover made from the rough carton. It flopped onto the desk like a guillotine blade that slid down on someone's neck. What? With a measured motion, Tikhonov opened the file, still studying me with his gaze. I caught a glimpse of documents and photos. They showed prints on the snow. They looked like animal prints. Have you talked to Semyon Barbarin before? I only knew him for a week. Everyone knows that Petrov hated him. Nobody was talking to you. I turned red. I mean, yo, at this point, just call a spade, man. She gotta chill. You're not helping. I wanted to sink my teeth into Katya's face and chew on her cheek. Gosh! Instead, I replied with the calmest voice I could muster. We had a fight some time ago. He hit me. A voice came from the side. Oh, you're effed. Hey, Patrick Fano, shut your mouth. Piati Fano, shut your mouth. I think that's how it's pronounced. I staggered, barely able to keep my balance. Surprisingly, Lilia Pavlovna came to my rescue. Barbarin is a troubled teen, a true pain in the rear. The officer replied with a meaningful nod, and fished out a notebook out of the file. I saw my name written in there, you guys. I don't know why I'll be included in that dang notebook, but... Is this yours? I averted my gaze. It was a math notebook with my name on it. My classmates devoured me greedily with their eyes. It felt like even the writers on the portrait squinted at me in suspicion. Yes? We found it in the forest. Oh, that's right, because they emptied out my backpack. I'm going to assume I didn't put my stuff back here. Oh my gosh. In the area where the tractor driver who was plowing snow there last saw Barbarin. I started blinking in bewilderment. Rom-com ransacked my school bag. See? Ransacked my school bag. This notebook probably just got lost somewhere in the bushes. The lieutenant knew about the school brawl, but was he aware of the fight in the forest clearing? I had witnesses that could testify to Semyon and I walking in different directions after that. I looked toward the boys, hopeful. Why in the world would you even look in that direction, bro? They tried to fight you. You know they ain't going to help you out of this. Ronka, who sat behind Tikhonov, put a finger to his lips. Oh, so even they don't even want me to talk about that. And when the officer quickly turned around, he pretended to pick on his nose. I deciphered his signal. Boys like Ronka would probably say something like snitches get stitches in a situation like this. I frantically fixed my glasses. Wait, Semyon took them away yesterday, but now they're... So what were you doing in the forest yesterday, Anton? I go to school through the forest. It could have easily fallen out of my bag. Easily, just like me producing this half-truth. Be careful out there. Before I could realize whether it was a genuine piece of advice or a veiled threat, the teacher said, "Class, the officer will now tell you about some rules you should follow." So the killer does exist. We can't make any of this public for now. Whether the criminal really exists or not, you should be mindful of your safety. The police, your parents, and your teachers all watch over you, but no one guard you better than you yourself. Alright, any questions? A stockade of arms rose from the desks. The kids shouted over at each other, swarming the policeman with questions. In an attempt to calm down the chorus, he moved toward the blackboard. The gray file was left lying in front of me. Don't take it, bro. I stared at it, my breathing so ragged that it might have looked like someone who just ran a 100-meter sprint. Beads of sweat rolled down my back. I looked around the classroom. My classmates were catching officers' every word. Only Ronka was saying something to Biasha. Lily Pavlovna... God, I keep tripping up on this word. Pavlovna was staring into the window, fighting back yawns. I can either skip or I can look into the... guys!
Мы все уверены, что он
I don't
найдется
know what
живым
to
и здоровым.
do. I don't know if I should open it because
Но сразу после уроков
he clearly left that there on purpose. He wants
вы
me to
должны
look
идти
into
домой и
it. But I
отчитываться
don't know
перед
if he wants me to
родителями.
look into because he's trying to make me guilty, if he's trying to tell me something. Like, he may
Гулять по
know
дворам,
something, which
чтоб
is
вас
why he's
видели.
paying so much attention to me.
И не в
But
одиночку, а по двое.
I may
Или
be thinking
компанией.
it too much, and he's just a police officer just trying to catch somebody, so he's
И
probably
ни
just
в
trying
коем
to get that there to
случае
try and
не
catch me
ходите
slipping.
за гаражи.
So I don't know if I should skip. Oh! The officer finished his lecture and started searching around with his eyes. Finally, he noticed the photo he left on my desk, but put it silently under his arm and went toward the blackboard without looking back. Let me say this again. If you see anyone suspicious in the village, be it near the school or on the forest trail, contact the police immediately. You know our numbers, right? 02. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Thank you, Lilia Pelovno. I'm not even going to try to go there. And we'll find your classmate. Yeah, right. I thought flashed through my mind. Dig through enough ditches and maybe you'll be able to piece them together. Like Legos. My thoughts turned evil for some reason. I couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individual. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hair's breadth away from them? Suspicious people, How suspicious was the fox girl that wandered in the darkness? A weirdo that always appears out of nowhere and then dissolves into thin air with her riddles and rhymes. Could she really harm the hulking Semyon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if lives of other kids depend on this? Of the cute Kinsia and Volva too. Wait, what if I get mocked for speaking out? What if they start whispering behind my back, or what's even worse, think that I'm insane? Ronka gave me a stern look over the shoulder. I doubt someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Katya's braid dingled nervously behind the delinquent sitting in front of me. My hand was glued to the desk.
До свидания, лейтенант.
Tikhonov was saying goodbye to Lilia Pavlovna. He was about to leave. It'll be too late soon. Oh, y'all, what should I do? I didn't take the book, and I screwed up by doing it. I didn't realize I was being timed. But we have to do everything we can to keep the... Oh, bro. Quite honestly, their stupid butts need to get punished, man. Like, I don't want them to get killed like Semyon, but, like, we also got to keep the police off our trails. So I'm telling him. I unglued my palm from the tabletop. I need to warn him, at the very least for Olya's sake, to assure her safety in the house near the Squeaky Pines. I raised my hand heavy as a dumbbell. Excuse me. Almost 24 heads turned my way. My teacher, the officer, Polina. Katya shoved an elbow into her friend's side. Sleepy Yasha stretched out his neck. Ronka frowned inquiringly. I'm listening. It felt like I was being studied under a microscope. Yesterday, when I was walking to school in the morning, I saw an unfamiliar person. My classmates started whispering. Tikhonov frowned, a deep wrinkle adorning the space between his eyebrows. There's no way he'd be able to tell if it was an outsider or a local. He just moved to our village. The other kids smirked. Katya flashed an evil smile. Here it is, teacher. Calm, bro. Calm down. Can you describe them in more detail, Anton? Oh, God. Then it dawned on me. I can do more than describe them. What I can do. I can draw them. I know how to draw. Kind of. After spitting out this confession, I expected everybody to laugh, but that didn't happen. Even Katya stayed silent. Paulina tilted her head and studied me with an intrigued look on her face. I was pleased by the wave of attention. It made me feel bolder, so I asked, do you want me to? No, Anton, don't draw that fox girl on the freaking board. They're not going to take you seriously. I should have said no, y'all. I think I just made this worse. I was so busy trying to take the limelight off me so we can investigate our own personal time, because ain't nobody going to believe us if I told them that some girl with a fox face talked to me and there's an owl outside my window. So I'm like, let's just... Oh, man, but see, I messed up. I should have stayed quiet. I should have stayed quiet. Man, let me see how this works out. And if I don't think it's going to look good, guys, we're going to start over. Lilia Pavlovna will conduct a bit of experiment here, alright? Of course, of course. I took out a pen, flattened out a sheet of paper. My classmates stared at me in anticipation. Paulina smiled, and it was the best reward I could get for my boldness. Well, go on, Van Gogh, draw. wood, but I know it's not the wood, it's the hair. Oh, guys. Oh, my camera stopped recording. I might be able to get us out of this though. Like if I just get some fake drawing, then they won't. This may be my one chance to get out of this. If I try to show them the Fox girl, they're not going to take me seriously, and they're probably going to make me. Or maybe I should show that because they won't take me seriously, so they won't bother me anymore. But then again, I have to think, if I do get that to them, they may think I'm crazy or that I'm sick, and it doesn't help that I do take pills. So I might be incriminating myself by doing that. And on top of that, that Fox girl, I still don't know if we should see her as a comrade, a friend, or a bad guy. I don't know. This is so hard. This is so hard. And I feel bad for saying something anyways. I should have just kept my mouth shut. And now I'm just kind of like, should I draw them a fake picture? But then if they find out it's fake, they're going to know I'm lying. And then they're going to be like, okay, you lied about that. Why did you do that? Now you look even more sus. I feel like I should have stayed silent, but maybe I should tell them what I really saw. And maybe they'll just like, okay, he's not serious. Don't talk to him no more. Let's show it to them, y'all. Let's show it to them. Here. I handed my drawing to Van Gogh. I got a trophy, you guys. Okay, I handed my drawing to the officer. What's this? A fox? Very funny. Should we send a pack of hunting dogs on his trail? It felt like the window started shaking from everybody's laughter. Even Lilia Pavlovna couldn't help it. That's not it. Hey, Petrov, maybe you've also met with a Cherebaruska? Let's see what that means. A cult character created by Edward Upanisky as one of the main characters in the book Genna and the Crocodile and His Friends. Genna, the Crocodile and His Friends. He was later featured in a series of cartoons, some of which were produced in Japan. Ooh, okay. Hilarious. Simply hilarious. Okay, well guys, nobody took me seriously, so I was burning at the stake of shame. Case closed, I guess. Taking off crumple my drawing in his fist. Well, I'll be going. He left. Okay, alright, well, I guess it wasn't that bad. Alright guys, so they didn't take me seriously, so I'm guessing that's good. So now, or maybe that's bad, because then what if I run into something I need to talk to the police about it? And he recognized me and be like, aren't you the fool that drew me, the freaking fox? Now you want to, okay. I'm a little 50-50 with that right now, but it wasn't exactly how I predicted. I knew they weren't going to take me seriously, but at least they did that instead of trying to rule me off as crazy. And everyone laughed about it, so I guess I'm Gucci. Alright. The bell rang. Nut job. I didn't move, just kept staring into space. Lilia Pavlovna passed by without looking my way. Paulina left after her. My classmates went silent at the same time as it so muted the sound of a TV. They followed me with their eyes the whole time I was passing between the rows. Judgmental looks. I felt like I was in the scopes of many sniper rifles. I squeezed through the barricade made of desk looking for Paulina. But I stumbled into my new buddies instead. Hey, at least I didn't snitch on y'all. Shoot. Romka swaggered up to me. Decided to rat us out to the cops? I didn't say anything. Be sure as freak though about it. But sure as freak about it though, eh? Romka towered over me, breathing out a faint smell of tobacco. You're very wrong if you think that without Semyon you'll have a better time here. You can stop your weird act trying to impress Paulina with your doodles or by acting like a loony. We'll make this place hell for you, got it? See you, Four Eyes. Bro, you should... What? My head tilted forward from his slap. I ain't gonna slap you upside my head too? That's crazy. What a loser. I was surprised to find a note stuck to my back during the break. It said, kick me. My nightmare clearly wasn't about to end. It's been 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. At first glance, everything was still the same. The forest still held out its gnarly claws toward the village, and the wind whipped out white flags weed from powdery snow every night. When my parents argued in the other room, I would turn up the TV's volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Olya. Volva and Semyon's photos were still 2 black spots on the notice board, and around face Senya has returned home too. But something did change. I could see how different the looks of my classmates were. They met me with a new portion of pokes and insults. Contempt, mockery, and loneliness became my faithful companions. But most importantly, a shadow slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. I glanced into the space between rows, but the messenger was already nowhere to be found. Who sent me this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats and humiliation, or... I took the piece of paper and carefully inhaled the wafting aroma. Blackberry. I was waiting at a cul-de-sac near the dressing room. Come alone. Inside was a message in beautiful handwriting. I'm waiting at a dead end near the dressing room. Come alone. Oh. Drunk on the sudden call, I immediately started walking, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody's following me. Even though I suspected it could be another trap set up by Ronka and Biasha at first, this buzzing thought soon left my mind. The two of them didn't have enough combined brain power to fake Paulina's notes so carefully. I'm doing so much reading. Make my mouth dry. I didn't even notice I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. As soon as I did that, I ran into somebody inside the dark nook. Ow! Like a magic bird, a green notebook glued to my feet. Did it say glided to my feet? Okay, Paulina puffed her cheeks in exaggerated anger. Petrov, have you lost your sight completely? I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook. Sorry, I was in a rush. Were you waiting for me? Did something happen? Paulina studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue. Do you know what you look like in Tosha? Like Blues Improve. I blinked in bewilderment. What do you mean? I always associated people I know with something. I do that too. But why music? It can't be anything other than music. Some people are like guitar solos, some are drums. People like Orlolia Palvanov as war machines. Oh, war marches, I'm sorry. And you're so thoughtful, so mysterious. Sometimes even a bit sad. You're definitely blues. And what about the improv part? It's when the listener has no idea where the melody will go, what tempo it will adopt. Of course, some of the things Paulina said went completely over my head, but I couldn't stop looking at her smile, light like a breeze in May, and her eyes deep and blue. One needs to have experience and taste to recognize the music in you. You're not some pop music. I don't think I even know what blues is. Oh my gosh, Anton, right? Paulina gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful. Don't say something like that to my face. I'll make sure to give you a cassette. Grandpa used to bring me so much music from the city. Jazz, swing, and classical too. He was the one to notice my musical mindset. When I was still very little, I tried recording the sounds of nature on paper. The songs of the rain and the forest. I wish I had ears like yours. And I love to have your eyes. I tensed up, worried that she was making fun of me, but Paulina shook her head. No, I'm serious. You have the eyes of an artist. You're so good at picturing things, I can't do that. Oh, comes this person, she's about to ruin the moment. Katya walked past us with her trademark frosty glare. We dove into the shadows trying to escape it. You understand why we're hiding there, right? Because of people like her. And what kind of melody is Katya? Alright, I'm curious. Paulina flashed me a sly smile. The squeaking sound of unoiled door hinges. Oh, dang! You know, that's nasty dissonant. I giggled, covered my mouth. Katya didn't hear our whispers, but she suddenly glanced over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went away. What happened? Okay. Clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went her way. Okay, so Katya and Paulina are clearly not friends. I thought they were. I was under the impression that they were, but no. I remember about the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. I turned it in my hands. Instead of a subject name, the front side had the name of the owner in 2 words. Friends only. Curiosity killed the cat, you know. I'm sorry. Is this a questionnaire? Have you ever filled one? I lied that I had. In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had never asked me to fill the questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just answer a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrusting someone with such a notebook was a sign of friendship. And maybe it's something even more, something I only had a vague idea about. You can fill in mine if you want. My heartbeat quickened. I do, thank you. Paulina giggled. Actually, there's so many secrets there. You better off not knowing what we girls think. She searched for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my finding into my free hand. Paulina tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face, tickling my nose with its silky locks. Oh man, he's so in love. This is so cute. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world. Fragrant, alluring, lively. If only I could picture it, steal it for myself. I felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of Lieutenant Tikhonov. Your questionnaire is an important piece of evidence. I'm afraid I'll have to confiscate it for further examination. Paulina covered her mouth that rounded in fake horror. And what are the implications of concealing evidence? We'll decide that in the course of our investigation. I surrender, Mr. Policeman. Just promise you won't read anything. It's full of sensitive information. I'm afraid I'll have to investigate whether someone is in love with Mr. Petrov. Paulina burst out laughing and pressed herself against my chest, showering me with the aroma of her hair and her milky skin that looked almost transparent with tiny threads of veins running under it. Oh, my camera. Her whisper was hot like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan. Then swear that you will keep this information private. I swear on my police badge. And now we need to hurry, Antosha. I took out the notebook during class. Skimmed through it, reading it to other people's preferences. I was quite surprised to discover Ronka's jerky handwriting inside. Oh, she even gave it to him? Okay. DuckTales, Biasha. I'm going to assume that's his birthday, 3/15/87. Oh, he crossed out Stallone plus Schwarzenegger inside instead, buying a BMW. I'm going to assume that's a wish he has. Hanging out, probably one of his favorite activities. February, probably his favorite month. 6B, I'm going to assume that's his classroom. And he put Biasha down, so I'm going to assume that he's saying that's his best friend. I was quite surprised. Okay, we read that part. His letters bulged out of the cells as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Fearsome Ronka found time for something so silly? I chuckled into my fist after I found out that Ronka's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales. You know, guys, I watched those shows when I was a kid. I remember Darkwing Duck, and apparently from what my mom told me that when I was a baby, when DuckTales came on, I would run in the room and I would shake my butt like the ducks did with their tails, apparently, from what she said. Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting pieces of Andrew's Snapper. I paid them no mind. Paulina's page was decorated with flower drawings and clippings from the Cool Girl magazine. So, let me see. See what she got. Losing the people I love. I'm guessing that's a fear she has. 3/24/92. I'm going to assume that's the year she was born. Grandpa. She talked about her grandpa, so I'm going to assume that's somebody she really cares about. I guess that's going to be her best friend. Let me see. Her favorite musician is Skubert. Her best friend is her grandpa. Okay, I was right. It's her grandpa. Her hobby is not violin like I expected, but much more mysterious, listening. Okay. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Paulina over the heads of other students. She was focused on taking notes. I flipped the pages until I found a blank one and armed myself with a pen. Anton Petrov, Class 6B. Your favorite music, your favorite holiday, your hobby, what's your dream, your hero, your biggest fear, your phone number, your favorite cartoon, your best friend. Okay, alright, so I got most of these correct. So, let's see. I took a long time to decide on my favorite musician until a trendy pop band, Carman, came to mind with the cool dances and the music videos. Let's see what we got. Carman, a Soviet and Russian tech pop band most popular from the late 80s to early 90s, found by Bogdan Titomir and Sergei Lemok. It is mostly remembered for unique dancing performances and for writing a music theme for the Captain Prony cartoon. Okay, we're learning. I like how I'm learning a lot from this game as well. There's a lot of things I didn't even know that I'm learning about. Favorite holiday? That one's easy. New Year's. My hobby is drawing. My dream? Going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero. My hand moved on his own, writing debt. I stopped on those 2 letters. What of those who read this after me will find my answer laughable and stupid. After thinking for a bit, I decided not everything should be disclosed on paper. That's how Dot turned into Spider-Man. The spelling was wrong, but who cares? He was gonna say Dad. Your biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote losing a person who's dear to me. Your phone number. Number secret. Oh, it's not their birthdays, it's their phone numbers. Okay. It would make sense, because I was like, wait. Okay, I was like, 80. His was 84 and she's 92. Like, how old are these kids? And why are they sitting... The heck? That makes perfect sense now. Your favorite cartoon? Transformers. Hey! Perfect choice. Your best friend? I hesitated, gnawing on the pen's cap. Just say your sister, bro. I read the question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time, very important. The answer to that was my sister's name, so I carefully wrote it into the... There you go. Come on, man. I've only been playing 2 chapters, but I can tell y'all are pretty close. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I repeated my sister's name while sneaking out of the school. There was a cute, freshly drawn dragon in my notebook that I made to please my beloved sister. In this land of darkness and deceit, her support was the only thing that inspired me to keep drawing and stopped me from losing hope in humanity. Refreshing frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside, and the sun looked like a whole egg yolk. The road looked as if it was silver. The snow sparkled under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. Who cares if I don't have any true friends anymore? I have something more important. Someone who needs my help, who will never betray or hurt me. Family is the most important thing ever. That's what Dad always told me. Oh, here we go, bruh. Hey, what's up with the stupid grin? My numb lips immediately shrank. Biasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on the ice. It's not a grin. I tried to go around him to no avail. Lady Fortune waved me goodbye, disappearing in the early twilight. In a hurry, eh? A little bit. Dad is waiting for me. I'll shoot him a paper message if you're not coming, eh? Oh, I said it's not pager. Pager, not paper. A wireless we ain't gotta read about that. I know what a pager is. I'm pretty old, you guys. I know exactly what that is. My eye flinched unwittingly, my skin dampened. Let's go, eh? We have a small business to discuss. I felt chills run all over my body. Hey, Biasha, don't be the next one to disappear, bro. I didn't like the sounds of that small business. Those words accompanied by spitting normally hid very dark deeds underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartment used to say, "Get your old man, we have a small business to discuss." Biasha turned around. He looked like an astronaut in his tight hood. If I were to imagine him as a sound, he'd be a deafening whistle, a signal given by someone who stands watch. To my demise, there was nobody at the backyard. Oh, yes there is! Apart from the grim-faced Ronka. Oh no! He stood there, his feet wide apart, with his right hand behind his back. He had a knife in the last chapter, y'all. I'm willing to bet that he's got that joint right behind his back. Ronka's... Oh, shoot. Guys, my battery's about to die. Hold on, man. Let me go get a new battery. Shoot. Okay. Got a new battery. Alright, here we go. So, Ronka's dry lips were tightly pursed. He He kept shooting glances at me as he looked around. There he is, eh? I can see that. Well, hello there, Antosha. What do you want? I knew it was a knife, I told you! Okay. He slowly took out a thin, carnivorously shining blade from behind his back. A knife. The steel butterfly of a death that flies towards the victim's heartbeat. I stepped back instinctively and ran my back into Vyasha. Ronka's minion pressed me back. We wanted to know, do you have any hard feelings for me or Vyasha? What? Hold up! If you guys are over here trying to make sure y'all don't end up being next on the list, this is the worst way possible of trying to get You gonna brace me in the back of the school with a knife to ask me if I got any hard feelings? What? Ronka started picking on his yellow nail, looking at me with an evil smirk on his face. Well, there in the forest, we kind of roughed you up. It's just our poor upbringing, you know. Yeah, not as cultured as you city folk. So we get feisty sometimes. I nodded, my eyes glued to the knife. The blade glowed under the setting sun, and Ronka's eyes had the same evil glow. Oh my gosh, look at their faces, y'all! He stepped toward me. His knife traveled inches away from my coat. One movement and steel will cut into the cloth, and if he pushes deeper, a little bird told us that you were snooping about Paulina again. I was so scared that it took me a while to remember who Paulina was. Oh gosh! My brain was malfunctioning, my knees were shaking. Suddenly our class rep, I knew it was her, but she saw us. Suddenly our class rep slowly walked up to Ronka from behind. I see you boys are getting along quite well. Oh, you and Katya. I knew it, bro. There's no way she didn't see us in the hallway. She definitely did. She kept quiet on purpose because she knew exactly who to go tell. And now these fools got me held up by a dang knife. Whew. Oh, no need to thank me, Ronka. I'm always fighting for true love. Girl. Yes. Yeah, I am. I'll kill you, I swear. I can't hear you. Were you near Paulina or not? She gonna be the next one to end up missing, y'all, because she just way too much trouble, man. Oh, man. Well, we didn't hang out or anything. The only thing hanging out here will be your guts when I cut open your stomach. Oh my gosh. The blade slid across my sleeve with its dull side and reached my collar. The wind made my face cold, but a bead of sweat still trickled from my temple. A switch flipped in my head. It all made sense now. I remembered Ronka constantly sneaking glances at Paulina. I remember his scrawny handwriting in the questionnaire. Why didn't I study it more in depth? I see you near Paulina even once, and you won't get away with a simple bump. Oh my gosh, got it? Yes. Now scram! I was probably so hypnotized by the knife that Ronka had to repeat his threat. Yeah, get the movement, Red! What are you doing? Jesus! I thought about the cold, sharp blade when retreating from the yard. I was asking myself whether I had enough courage to break the promise I made to those... Oh, man. The aftertaste of horrible water I drank down my meds lingered in my mouth. My thoughts were focused on Paulina, but Ronka's threat was also on my mind. I wandered around the house feeling intoxicated and nodded to everything my sister said without trying to discern her words. Oya was talking non-stop at times, lifting up her arms and laughing, only to then suddenly go quiet and give me Mom's signature's gnarly look. Oh, I was yanked out of the prison of my own mind when seething thoughts pecked at my brain like harpies, stopping me from coming back to reality. I stared back. Oya looked like a mini version of her mom right now. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed toward the ceiling. You weren't listening to me, were you? She tried spitting out those words at me, copying facial expressions of the person she spent almost all of her free time with. For a moment, I felt like the light Oya exuded all these years waned and wavered in the wind of her prolonged changes. Very soon, my beautiful princess would turn to the dragon that was once guarding her prison tower, That thought was more scary to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future. Sorry, Oya. I didn't want to make you mad. I just got lost in thought. I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another like a hungry beast, trying to find anything that could distract Oya. Let's play the console. Oya pouted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's ice shard inside them started thawing. And what about the second controller? It's not working. And Dad has no time to fix it. We can play with the light gun? What do you want to play? Cowboys, ducks? You're better than me at both. Oh, come on. You must have been practicing the whole time I was away from home. Oya burst out laughing. Her heart was warm once again. How did you know? But I'm a good shooter now. You've already lost. You picked the wrong fight here. Come on, turn it on. Okay. Little Oya jumped toward the TV set after flickering the power switch, started blindly feeling around the backside of the photon, trying to plug the console's cable into the antenna input. Bits of TV shows started flashing on the CRT screen when I armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after Dendy signal. Did anything interesting happen at home? It was a mundane question for me. I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Oya's expression suddenly changed. She lost all the childish nonchalantness she worked so hard to acquire before. What happened, Oya? My sister managed to put the cable in its place and started brushing off her dust-covered hand. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation. Mom, Oya went silent, and for a moment I thought I saw tears well up in her eyes. Oh, bro, what happened? She had this scary thing happen to her. Again. What? My sister looked at me with eyes. What happened? What do you mean again? Oh, she had a fit, huh? This had happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we moved to this godforsaken place, Mom's fits rose in frequency. Dad brought home a big fish. It was wrapped in a newspaper and had a foul smell. Mom got angry again, and then she took a knife. Oya squirmed, looking fearfully out of the window. They started screaming at each other. I froze, imagining my little sister so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Our parents just paid her no mind at all. And then Mom struck it. Like this. Oya slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike. Oh, she hit the fish. It was still alive, Tosha. It must have been in pain. And Mom. It was easy to imagine what happened next. The withering fish with a blade between its fins squirted some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Whenever death got this close to my mom, be it if a person was hit by a bus in front of us and their blood was smeared all over the window shield, or when Grandma chopped off a chicken's head, Mom would always get into a weird, dreadful fit. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, she's seasoned? Her eyes would roll over, she would fall on her face like a freshly cut tree and started withering just like an agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blurting out bits of scary sentences. And what about that? Did he help her? Oya shuddered, as if just remembering it pained her. Yes, but at first, he started laughing, Tosha. Oh my gosh, he let out an evil laugh when he saw that Mom was in trouble. But then he cried. Oya's story made me raise an eyebrow. It seemed like the forest's oozing madness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong and courageous dad. I quickly stepped toward Oya and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest and I could feel my shirt becoming wet. Why are they bullying each other, Tosha? Are they crazy? I shuddered, unable to justify the actions of our parents. I had run out of the words, and all I could do was hug Oya even tighter. Oh my god. Oya screamed and hid behind me. What is going on? Turn it off, quick. No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same. Just like when she saw that owl. Whew. I mean, I also got goosebumps every time that ghastly face appeared on the screen, so I immediately complied with my sister's request. Oh shoot, I had a glossary term and I didn't hit it. Let me see. Okay, vid. A TV company logo depicting a ceramic head of the Chinese philosopher Guo Sheng. I hope I said that right, but I am pretty sure I said that wrong, and I apologize if I did. With a three-legged toad on top of his head, and instilled horror in a whole generation of 90s kids in Russia. Oh, it scared people in Russia. That's crazy. Oh man. Finally, the game selection screen showed up for the cartridge that was bundled with the console. Okay. Too bad most of the names were just different levels of the same game. I picked up the gray rectangular controller and started looking around the pixel letters to find the familiar English word for duck. Background music from the menu soothed Olya's mind and she asked in a calm voice, "How are things at school?" "Nothing good. The school is new, but my treatment is the same." As if we would never moved. I'm so tired of this. Before despair could lead me down this depressing road toward the clutches of oppressive thoughts, something evil withered deep inside my skull. Awakening, wild and pleasant. Oh my god, look at the freaking shadow. It's that dang bunny mask, man. Awakening wild and pleasant memories. Actually, something good did happen. Olya watched with hope-filled eyes as a wicked smile spread on my face, faintly resembling the wound from a box cutter knife. What? Hold up. I don't like that he said that because didn't he? Oh man. Oh my gosh, my camera stopped recording. Oh gosh, yikes. Another boy went missing. Tosha, do you think that's good? Why do you say that? My sister's voice trembled when she looked into my eyes through the thick lenses. You know, that other missing boy, Vova? Maybe what happened to him was all his fault. Maybe he did something so bad that he no longer deserved to live. Don't be so cruel, please! Olya pressed her knees into her chin and hugged them with her hands, trying to take up less space, as if she wanted to shrink or even disappear altogether. It was the only reasonable thing for us to do, go missing among all the other broken toys, and never encounter evil parents or mad classmates. We're the only ones left for each other, the only ones who can protect, listen, and sympathize, which means she's bound to listen to what I think about them all. These beasts, pretending to be children, they are so eager to bully the weak. It was my turn to speak. I think they won't be the last. My breathing quickens. My fingers start banging on the wooden floor. People like them are not worthy of living, going to the same school with us, or looking at your light. My thoughts got tangled. They slipped away along with my calmness. Tosha, stop it! You're scaring me. Don't be scared. I can protect you. Then I finally noticed that Olya was looking at me like I was a stranger. Who are you? The rage that welled up inside me subsided. It hid under the guise of my cowardliness, leaving me alone with the growing feeling of guilt for scaring my sister. Olya, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I guess I'm just going crazy in that school. She rushed to embrace me, barely holding back her tears. It's okay, Tosha. Just please never say anything like this again. I swear on my mom's heart. I swear on mom's heart. Olya flashed me a bitter smile. And you told me I shouldn't say that. You're right. Let's start playing already. I'll go first. Get ready, player 2. Okay. Okay. I wonder why they want to turn me off. Why do they want me to turn off the game? I was going easy on you here. Round 2. Dang! What happened there? Alright, I got those ones. That doesn't count. You were closer to the screen. You made your sister upset. Aw, see, I should have turned the game off. I'm not playing with you anymore. I messed up, y'all. Should have turned off the game. My mom only managed to get through to me on her 3rd attempt. Anton, there's a call for you. It's a girl. I sobered up in an instant and rushed to the hallway. I probably shouldn't. I hope it's not Paulina, bro. Dude, do you not remember that we got braced by a... Oh, the kid. I grabbed the phone, pressed it to my chest, looking at my mom. She shrugged and went to the room, gathering the toys thrown around by Olya as she went. Hello? Your mom has such a young voice. It's Paulina, y'all. No, why? Well, yeah. I mean, she is young. Are you busy right now? No, of course not. If only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me. Yeah! What risks I took on just answering this call, yeah! There were a pen and a shabby notepaper lying on the nightstand. I picked them up and started moving the tip of the pen across paper, producing chaotic doodles that always ended up turning into hearts. I've been thinking, I need to tell you something. I froze. It can't be. Does she like me? Alright, bro, slow your roll, man. You've been looking so lost lately. And when I saw you at school today, you were pale like a ghost. I couldn't find words. My heart was aflutter in anticipation. I wanted to say that I'm on your side. A smile was spreading on my face in anticipation for Paulina's next words. And I feel so sorry for you. Good guys like you deserve better. What's going on? Okay, the whole atmosphere just changed, y'all. I want to believe that you'll find the strength to fight back at some point and others will stop picking on you. The pen fell out of my weak fingers. Is that all she's going to say? Maybe you'll even find a girlfriend. Oh! She sounded as if she was unsure of her own words. Well, I just wanted to let you know that you're a nice guy. It was a total failure. Compassion instead of an invitation to hang out. Oh, man, yeah, that's... You there? Before I could reply, Olya descended the stairs. She was holding some book in a pink cover, encyclopedia of a young lady. Will you take long? I covered a headset with my hand. I'm in the middle of a conversation. What happened? Read me a bedtime story, please. Mom fell asleep. Go to your room, I'll be there in a minute. Just be quick, okay? Fine. My last reply sounded excessively annoyed. I sighed, watching my sister running up the stairs. Hello, Paulina. Sorry, I need to run. Can you imagine? There's someone in love with me and he snoots about under my windows? Demanded to go on a date with him. I'll go chase him away before Grandpa wakes up. Or maybe I should give him a chance. Oh my god. I bit my lower lip in jealousy. I'll tell you tomorrow if you want. We're friends after all. Oh my gosh! Yo, Anton kinda dark, man. Friends, at least she didn't say we were besties. Yeah, sure. Good. The buzzer hammered at my brain. Dirty slut. An angry voice spoke through the teeth in my brain. Like a restless zombie devoid of a consciousness, I dragged my feet up the stair. Yo, Anton be switching it up, man. That's probably why he on meds, dude. It'd be straight up 180. He's cool 1 second, next he's just, ugh. I wish I could tell Dad, ask for his manly advice. But he doesn't show up home until late at night because of his new job. My parents don't have time for me, to put it lightly. They need to be watching you, bro, cause you unhinged, man. Well, where's your book? I stuttered. The kid's room was empty. Oh yeah? She probably snuck into my room. I started walking down the corridor. The room was infested with shadows. The blinds were wavering like there was someone hiding behind them. Oh my gosh, I smiled, sneaked toward the window and threw open the curtain. Gotcha! There was nobody behind the clock. There's 2 people outside, though. Who's that? The window was a TV screen showing wintry scenery. The lamp post, the field, and a couple of walking figures in the middle of it. Oh my god! Alisa and Oya! I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Alisa was leading Oya into the thicket. Boy, you better go down there and go save your sister! I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and rush out of the house. My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. The wind carried the cold, resinous smells of coniferous trees from the forest. What? Coniferous? Trees from the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. 2 shadows loomed in the front of the gate. I could only recognize them as my sister and a fox girl because of their height. I ran toward the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly guided toward the thicket like an ice skater. I slowed down and touched my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Worry landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke up in my belly and started withering. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I'd left behind. I finally caught up to my sister, dressed only in a coat. Oh yeah! Have you seen the foxy? Oh yeah, why did you go outside? And Mom finds out. My sister froze in place, facing the tiger. She was in a hand's reach, but I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason. Probably to make sure it wasn't a dream. Ah! A pointy beak was directed at me, strewn with feathers that formed an owl face. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me. Hoot hoot, she won't. Oh my gosh, the voice sounded exactly like Oya's, but there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers and the carton. I sprinted away as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretended to be Oya, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in its windows granted my hope. My mom and sister are there, my salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it's because the owls can fly? I was already climbing a porch when I noticed another figure. Oh my gosh, from the soot-black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf cub crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance. Or convulsing during a stroke. And even though I could clearly see that the wolf's face was a mask, something in his wordless convulsions made me freeze in place. The boy in the wolf's costume rubbed his side against the porch post and fell to his knees. He bent his back so hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. I just felt the breeze on my back, y'all. I don't like that. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Vicious drops fell to the wooden planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. What is going on, yo? The fence was flashing by at the edge of my vision. I was running in another direction this time, toward the toothy edge of the forest to smell the pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back as if he fought his human nature, as if he forgot his human nature. Grr, grr. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Flashing snow prevented me from standing up, from propping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer like the toxic fumes of burial gears. I ran again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when it fell down, and my ears were now hot from the freezing cold, while most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing that running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the line of trees. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose aim and eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots sprouting from the ground grabbed at my foot. I rammed into the scratchy trunk, slid down to his base, and looked around in a panic. Oh, you're so fast. My first desire was to dash toward her and hug her. I resisted and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. You! What are you doing here? This and that. She was holding the hat I lost. Working part-time and lost and found. Put it on, your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Elisa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. But in the end, my hat turned out to be just my hat. I took it and put it over my forehead. Feeling warmer? I didn't reply. There were some children in the yard. Ian? Did they bite you or something? No. Then why did you run away? The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled. I don't know. Why did I promise to never call you a dunce again? Oh well, I keep my promises. She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alice to savor the minute details of her smell. How many times do I need to tell you? You're safe as long as you're with me. I'm your friend. And they are too. Say what? I quickly turned around toward the place the Foxgirl was pointing to. Kids in masks appeared at the clearing. At least they looked like kids since they were all pretty short. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. Oh my god, look at them all standing there, man. They look like crazies. Oh my gosh. They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from running around. I thought you fell through the snow. Started digging around but couldn't find you. And I didn't care enough. You see, if you're dumb, you run around and dig. And if you're smart, you wait until the others get tired of running around and dig. Get tired of running around and digging. Then you start talking. You're a rat. Ooh, you see the way he opened his mouth? Degenerate. Huh? Don't mind him, he's a weirdo. I stood there stupefied, my mouth agape and my hands dangling helplessly. Had no idea how to react to the words of these late night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile. You just scared me, that's all. They started looking at each other and somebody even snorted as if I said something funny. Yes, the fox is right. He's the one. No, this is our... Have we finally found him? Our bunny. Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging a part of his costume like it was his tail in excitement. First. Of course you were first. Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you. Hello. And you've already met our Hootie before. She isn't that scary, is she? I guess. And the smiling big guy is Teddy. Be mindful with him or he'll chew off your head. What? I see you've also dropped your sense of humor somewhere in the way here. I was still unsure these particular little animals, these peculiar little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes of the carnival masks. Elisa put her hands to her sides in a theatrical manner and somehow managed to wink with her fox face. The next time we come, we'll ring bells for you. That way you'll be less scared of our visit. Do we even have any bells? I won't be ringing. My paw hurts. My smile was no longer fake. Ah, you showed us your teeth. That's a good sign. I didn't expect you to find us fun. I thought it was an emotion reserved strictly for Disneyland. How do you know that? I read about it. Somewhere. You read about me? Aren't you funny? No, about Disneyland, darling. You can read human? Do you think I've been going to school every day for nothing? And then she sang in a coquettish voice. Where to learn about neglect, where to get your dreams all wrecked, at your local school, of course, and in your classroom. Where to hit kids every week, where to prey on all the meek, at your local school, of course, and in your classroom. Oh, she's singing a song. I let out a cautious laugh. My new acquaintances didn't seem scared anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. Hey, bro, don't... This is how kidnappers get you to trust them, man. They always try to make themselves seem like they are friendly. They are not! There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky as if someone was rewinding a tape. The masked kids got close and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps, felt my clothes, as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason, I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards. Nobody will hurt you anymore. Friend. Yeah, if somebody ever even tries to. The fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing. Well then, Tosha, will you run away screaming or come with us? Where to? Aha, to the amusement park! At that moment, Tiger's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought about the ring of crystal glass with the whispers of a fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the flute's song shattered the last of them. I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision, bro! Oh no! And I saw that. I definitely peeped that somebody was standing there and it just moved. My legs carried me of their own will, and the tunnels made of pine stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I only saw in my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops like some fantastical bird. The snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silver. Elisa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could. Hoot, what a sight! It's so beautiful. Wolfie howled in agreement. This is nothing. I can show you much more, if you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes, hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. Now I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January winds. Why do you wear these masks? I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from the peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing. And why do you ask? I touched my cold cheek. I'm not wearing one. Aha! I love human tails. Human nails? Human fails? I've already told you. All the villagers wear masks. It's just you won't find anything human underneath them. Even me? You're so clumsy, Anton. We've already found your glasses once already. And your hat. I love the wolf, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And your real face. I looked at the mask the fox was holding out to me. The muddy mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. Why am I just complying, bro? Suddenly, finding its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Semyon's possession. Yeah! My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him. Or even worse. And where did Semyon disappear to? What happened to him? And the other children? The bear and the owl looked at each other. Oh, gosh. The wolf boy curled into a ball, and the fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask. The one who was kept in a cage. The one who cuts into little pieces. Roar! The one who wears a skin face took them. If I knew how to cross myself, I'd do it. So you're saying it was a human? Were you even listening to us? How can you call someone like him human? There's just one word for him. An adult. It's so easy to get lost in an adult world. Killers, cruel animal trainers, and cold parents. If you don't want to get sad, better not to think about them. I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad. Somehow, I'm also not sad today. What about you, Anton? Huh? I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I was sure that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. Someone tall, going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers. What now? Are we going to sit and be sad or have some fun? Lisa wanted to show me something. Let's start with the sweet stuff. The fox girl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed it to each of the kids. Covers shuffled. The smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melon wafted through the air. The last treat, a chocolate-covered waffle candy, Elisa put right into my mouth. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. I felt like my body was covered in fur and small sparks were running along it. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
It's spicy, but...
Thanks. Anton, do not put that mask on, bro. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the insides of the mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The paper mache was warm. The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kid when you dive into a hot bath after being outside in winter when you lie there and purr from the soapy water. See, I told you, this is yours. Mine. What are we waiting for? The fun won't have itself. The melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. I heard her laughter from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing. You can do it too, give it a try. I followed suit. My feet tore off on the ground. I flew toward the stars like a rocket and screamed from happiness after seeing my friends down below. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. Dodo, you on crack, man? The stars looked like vivid sparkles that I could reach and lick up. The moon also got closer, and then I plunged. I got scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soul landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance. You're safe with us. All your dreams will come true. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I finally found you, Bunny. In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four are not a threat. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. Oh my god. I didn't realize how alive my surrounding had become. I heard the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces on the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking, the stars were grimacing in fear. That's right, be scared. I'll jump up to you and... I snapped my teeth, then let out a jubilant laugh, jumping up along with the fox. I like how it's in color this time now, guys. That's amazing. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air. I swirled, Elisa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher. Hey, did someone put a spell on you? That's Paulina. That someone is standing next to me, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. The whole class was wandering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. Their faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above the forest, with Elisa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Perhaps, no, probably, it was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest, just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. That feeling of flight was much more important. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon. Sorry, I got lost in thought. Have you heard about Katya? What? Oh my gosh, bro. Look behind her freaking head, y'all. There's another poster up there. I glanced at the empty seat in front of me. Katya went missing. I called it. I told you. I said she's going to be next, bruh. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned at suspicion. What do you mean? It can't be! Look at this, y'all! Was last seen during the day on January 23rd at the schoolyard. Identifying features, she was dressed in a full hooded coat and knitted hat with a pom-pom, a white scarf, and gloves. Where's the strawberry themed scrunchie? If anybody has information on Katya's whereabouts, call the number. This ain't good. Oh man, y'all, that was the end of chapter 3. Oh, we just got another kid missing, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, I'm going to be so honest here. So chapter 3, it wasn't as scary as chapter 1 and 2. It was definitely a little bit more suspenseful. It definitely, I mean, it definitely had its scary parts, especially with like the wolf on my freaking porch, and then the face that jumped up on the gang, that jump scare, that was pretty good. These bullies in Russia, they wild as I don't know what, man, with the pulling the knife. Well, you know, I can't even say that's not even a Russian thing. That's pretty much anybody. A bully is a bully. Just call it what it is. If, you know, they got tactics, they're gonna hold you up at knife point, gunpoint, or just with a fist, whatever. This one just so happened to have a knife. But I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good chapter. I'm still a little upset about my decision in the beginning of the game, but I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think I made the right decision, because if I had stayed silent, I feel like the bullies would have confronted me anyways, because obviously the bullies, they obviously do not care about Semyon, because they were more concerned about confronting me about Paulina. Obviously Semyon, I thought they were going to brace me in the back of the school because they wanted to see if I had anything to do with Semyon, especially when they were talking about like, do we have any hard feelings? Like, are we good? I was over here thinking like, are they trying to like beg me to not have any problems with them, or like try to like force me to like, listen, let bygones be bygones, just go about your business, just leave it alone, because I guess in the back of their head they believe that I did have something to do with it, so they were like trying to save their butts. But no, had nothing to do with it. They were just more concerned about me getting too close to Paulina. So obviously they don't care about Semyon, so I'm guessing it's whatever. And Katya going missing, I knew that was going to happen because she's a swine. That little girl off the chain, man, she's a mess. And now I'm not gonna lie, I really did think it was gonna be one of the boys that was gonna go missing, but Katya was just being so problematic in this chapter, so it's not surprising at all that she is the next kid to go missing. I wonder what type of mask. I'm really starting to think that these kids, these animals that are popping up, they are the missing kids. And I got the mask of being the bunny, and I'm gonna be the next one to go missing if I keep playing with these kids, these so-called kids. Like, guys, I don't believe they're showing their true colors to us, man. They're acting crazy. They're trying to pretend like they're innocent to try and get me comfortable, but they're scaring the crap out of Oya. They're scaring the crap out of me. They're doing these vicious, like, whenever he goes into a trance and has a dream, it's almost like he can see their true colors. Because you remember in the first chapter, the wolf came flying at me and ate me in my dream. And the owl, I mean, like, come on, guys, if you're not terror, kids are very, they're sponges, you know. If they really are afraid of something, it's because their survival instincts is kicking in so hard, they don't know what to do with it. So Oya has every right to be afraid. That owl is up to no good. They're showing their true colors in little bits and pieces, but then they're also trying to play with me. Literally play with me to make it seem like they're innocent, trying to make it seem like the adults are the problem, when really the adults are the ones I need to be going to. Even though mom and dad got their own issues going, the police is there, but I think I kind of messed it up with the police, though, because I drew that drawing. I kind of called that, though. I knew he wasn't going to take me seriously, but it was like, I'm going to have to do that, because if I draw him a fake picture, then he would get more suspicious of me, and then I would never get him off my back. So it's like, I think I made the right choice by not staying silent and by drawing that fox picture just to get him off our trace, because we don't need any more suspicion on us. Like, the last thing we need is to get blamed for this. But now I'm starting to think maybe I should have suspicion on us, because maybe he'll watch this more, because I need an adult right now in this game, because these animals are getting too comfortable. They're getting too comfortable around us. I feel like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I think I screwed up, you guys. I think I just made these animals, these creatures, whatever, are too comfortable with me now, and I'm making adults stay away from me, which is what they want. And what we do need is these adults to pay more attention to me, to keep the animals away. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. But gosh, this was such an interesting chapter, and I can't wait for chapter 4. So y'all, thank you all for watching. Be sure to construct that like button. Be sure to subscribe to join the ninja community, and I will see you all in the next video. Man, this game is off. This game is so freaking crazy, bro.